Hello, everybody. Welcome to our self-care circle on motivation with Mona, our intercultural counselor, and myself, Kristen, one of the Indigenous Student Services and Cultural Coach at Mohawk College.
It's important to start our discussion on motivation with a statement about human nature. So human beings are not by default passive beings. We actually desire to advance towards the things that we want, and we move in the direction of things that we think will benefit ourselves and others. Learning about motivation helps us understand where it comes from and why it can change, and how we can actually learn to tap into motivation when we need it. So one thing that decreases our motivation is a feeling of helplessness. We often feel helpless when we try to control things that we can't have control over. In every situation, of course, there are things that we can control and things that we can't. Things that we can control, we want to take action towards. And for the things that we can't control, we want to learn to accept them. Of course, what I'm saying sounds easy, but we know it's actually very difficult to let go of the things that we want to control, that we don't actually have control over. But I will tell you that there's a whole realm of therapy dedicated to helping us learn those skills. And if you wanted to look more into it, that realm of therapy is called acceptance and commitment therapy. One thing that increases our motivation is a feeling of purposefulness. When we feel like we are purposeful or we have purpose, we want to act. We feel motivated to do things. There are a few questions that can kind of help you determine your purpose, because the purpose is kind of a big topic, and trying to find out where your purpose lies is a huge task. But I have this diagram that I often show students. It looks like this here. And you can kind of see that at the center is our purpose. There are a few questions that you can ask yourself to help you determine your purpose. The first question is, what do I love doing? The next question is, what does the world need? What can I bring more of to the world? The third question is, what can I do to generate income? Because of course we also all need a source of income. And the last question to ask yourself is, what am I good at? So it's going to be important to set aside some time and just reflect on these four questions. What do I love doing? What does the world need? What can I do to generate income? And what am I good at? And if you can kind of, in a way, put these things together, it will help shape the initial ideas of maybe what your purpose or mission is in life. Thinking about these questions can help you identify your mission, your potential job, things that you might enjoy, professions, or just things that you're actually passionate about. There's often a lot of pressure for students to succeed in school, and sometimes that pressure actually dampens motivation. So I wanted to just leave you with a few thoughts. You can't do all things at once, and so just decide what you have to do first and do it. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, you can't do all things better than everyone else. So learn not to compete with others, but instead just try to be the best version of yourself that's possible. This is a lesson that I've had to learn myself over many years. But as I kind of just realized that I am who I am, I have my own talents, my own abilities, which are not the same as other people, then I just tried to live to be the best version of myself. And I found it to be pretty helpful. That's all I have for you today. So I'm going to pass it over to Kristen to share some knowledge with us.
So today I am actually going to read a book excerpt, and from a book by Joseph M. Marshall III. He is a Lakota storyteller, and the book is called On the Art of Perseverance. The book excerpt is called Keep Going. And this is something that I had downloaded from iTunes, actually, audio. So I had it on my phone, so I can listen to it anytime that I need to. And it's something that I find is very encouraging and empowering to push through those negative feelings of demotivation and try to get myself back on track. So I'm also aware that you can download it on Spotify and YouTube as well, if you think that this is something that you'd like to carry with you as well. A young man asked his grandfather why life had to be so difficult sometimes, and this is what the old man's reply was. Grandfather says this: in life there is sadness as well as joy, losing as well as winning, falling as well as standing, hunger as well as plenty, bad as well as good. I do not say this to make you despair, but to teach you reality, that life is a journey sometimes walked in light and sometimes walked in shadow. Grandfather says this: you did not ask to be born, but you are here. You have weaknesses as well as strengths, because in life there are two of everything. Within you is the will to win as well as the willingness to lose, the heart to feel compassion as well as the smallness to be arrogant. Within you is the way to face life as well as the fear to turn away from it. Grandfather says this: facing the storms of life, knowing loss, feeling sadness and heartache, and falling into the depths of grief can give you strength. You must stand up in the storms. You must face the wind and the cold and the darkness. When a storm blows, it is not trying to knock you down. It is really trying to help you be strong. Grandfather says this: being strong means taking one more step towards the top of the hill, no matter how weary you may be. It means letting the tears flow through the grief. It means to keep looking for the answer, though the darkness of despair is all around. It means to cling to hope for one more heartbeat, one more sunrise. Each step takes you closer to the top of the hill, closer to the light of the next sunrise and the promise of a new day. Grandfather says this: the weakest step towards the top of the hill, towards sunrise, towards hope, is stronger than the fiercest storm. Grandfather says this: keep going. So on that note, we will sign off for today, and we hope we will see you. This is the last one for this semester, but we hope to see you again in September. Bye-bye.